Notice that we put the 26, 25 in both of these rectangles because these two are congruent. Now, one last rectangle to figure out, and that's these two that are shaded on the outside. And so we have 2.5 times 3.5, 2.5 times 3.5. We're going to work a little swifter now. We understand what we're doing. 5 times 5. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12, placeholder. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, and we add. Once again, the question had two numbers to the right of the decimal places, and so we move over once, twice, and here is our answer. So that's also inches squared, which means that these two smaller outside rectangles are 8.75 each. Now I know I'm finished with finding the area of the rectangles. So there are a couple things to understand. First of all, we're going to be finding total surface area. And there's something else that we're going to also be discovering, and that's called lateral surface area. So there's total surface area, and there's lateral surface area. What I want you to recognize is, in this particular shape, we have to be told what our bases are, and we'll talk about what that means in a minute. So I'm just going to tell you now that the bases of this figure are going to be these two smaller rectangles that were shaded in. Those are the bases. And so what we want to do is we want to take all 6 of our products, all 6 of the areas of each of these shapes, and to find the total, we're going to add those. So we're going to add those together. So 26, 25 twice. We're going to add those. And so once I have put those into my addition line, I'm going to cross those out. I know I'm not going to use them again. And then 1875. Once there and once here, 1875. I'll scratch those off. And now I have 875 at each of those. And that's all my numbers, and I have them all scratched out. I should have 6 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do. I have 6. And of course, we're going to add them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. The 0 goes down and the 3 goes up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 7s. 4 7s would be 7, 14, 21, and 28. Plus 2 is 30. Plus 2 more is 32. Plus 3 is 35. The 5 goes down and the 3 goes up. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 8s, and that's 32. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 8 is 32. 32 plus the 6, that's 38. Plus 6 more is 44, and 3, 45, 46, and 47. The 7 goes down and the 4 goes up. And I can start from the top 4, plus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I should have a 10750. Now this is the difference. Remember, this is the difference when we're adding decimals. We don't count the number of decimals that are total in our problem. We add decimals. We drop the decimal down where it belongs, between the 7 and the 5. Which means we have a total surface area of, in this problem, 107.5 inches squared. So we want 107.5, 107.50. You don't need the 0, but inches squared. The last thing we want to do is add a couple of definitions. The first definition is we want to just write in, what does total surface area mean? Well, the total surface area means it's the total area It's the total area of all faces. It's the total area of all faces on a 3D figure, on the three-dimensional figure. The total surface area, in this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have 6 surfaces, and so we added all 6 together, and that was our total. The total surface area is the total area of all faces. Remember, faces is just a flat surface of the prism. And then this one right here is the most important to highlight. This is lateral. The lateral surface area is a little different. In lateral surface area, we're going to not include the bases of the figure. So lateral surface area is a little bit different. So we would not include, in lateral surface area, we would not include the bases, which means that we would not include the 875 and the 875 when we add them. For lateral, we would just add 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. These 4 rectangles, we would add those together, and that would be our lateral surface area. So if we did that, we would add the 2625 and the 2625 and the 1875 and the 1875, and that's it. For lateral, that's all we would add. A lateral surface area is then the total, it's the total area of the faces. It's the total area of the faces on the 3D figure. Now, it sounds pretty much the same. On the 3D figure, it's pretty close to being the same, except, here's the big kicker, not including the bases. Exclamation point. Not including the bases. So lateral is no bases. Total is all faces. Lateral, no bases. Total is all faces, but lateral does not include the bases. Does not include the bases. So when you're asked to find lateral surface area, you need to make sure you understand not to include the bases of the net. And that, my friends, is how you calculate the surface area of a rectangle prism. Now take these notes, fold them in half, glue them into your spiral, glue them in your notebook. You might even want to write surface area, so you can see it. Surface area of rectangular prisms. All right, well done. Way to go. High five. Have a good rest of the evening, and we'll see you soon.